Hello everyone, this episode we're talking about Titanfall 2. I bought this game for dirt cheap and I was like, what's all the fuss about? Especially considering there was a game developer on stage that wished for Titanfall 3 and everyone seems to agree.
And I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year. And I wish we could have Titanfall 3.
So I gave it a try and this was my experience. What sold me immediately is definitely the movement in this game. It is very smooth and seamless. Probably one of the best movement mechanic I've tried in a video game. To be fair, I don't play a lot of FPS like Call of Duty or Battlefield, and honestly this only explains to me why Star Wars Jedi series have a lot of platforming section, because it took me a while but I was like, oh, wall running. Wait a sec, it's Respawn. They're the same developer. I guess it's their specialty, and the gun mechanic is varied and each weapon feels different. There is a weapon for everyone, I can totally see that. Even the Titan's weapon of choice are varied if you pay attention to your surrounding. It is not that hard, they highlight it for every new mission or section. The story is surprisingly good, although short. Although I rather have this, just a nice length than a longer game that is padded so that they can say, oh, we have 100 hours of content, even though most of it is just like continuously generated fetch quests. Although it could be slightly longer, but if a game makes me want for a longer game, then they have done a good job. And this leads me to my next point, the level design. They are good. They really cooked with this one. Like, it is so refreshing to see like innovative level design on an FPS game. Add that with good story as well. The time traveling level, my gosh, I was like, whoa, okay, now I get it, because a lot of videos keep mentioning that level and I'm like, what's all the fuss about? Because it's just so simple yet it's so fun, and it's just very intuitive, the controls. And the factory mission where they're making like houses and environments, that mission is also crazy in terms of scale. I was like, how did they make this run so well on my PC? Like, how did they optimize this game? It kind of gives me It Takes Two or Split Fiction vibes, especially with how varied and different each levels are, even though they're platforming, but it is still a lot of fun. Yes, I know you only shoot guns in this game, but their environments really just add a bit more to the gameplay. And I feel like they made one of the best tutorial missions ever, because it is fun, and that fake time records they have, the leaderboard, really forces you that itch that like, oh, I think I can do better. So that's what tutorials are supposed to be. It's supposed to teach players how to play their game, but also making it fun. I feel like it's really genius design on their part. And lastly, but not least definitely, is BT-7274, your Titan. What else do I need to say more? Like, you'd think that a robot AI would feel lifeless and rigid, but BT knocks it out of the park. Probably one of the best companions alongside Elizabeth from Bioshock and Atreus of God of War. Like the banter, and it really got an emotion out of me in the end. So yeah, it's pretty good. And I like how the writing for a freaking robot beats like a lot of protagonists in AAA games nowadays. It's insane. Now, things that I don't like, not necessarily bad aspects of the game, but it could definitely be improved. Although I highly doubt we're getting Titanfall 3, especially with how Respawn is taking care of Apex, and I don't have a lot of faith in EA, so. But anyway, the villains, or I should say the mini bosses, are not fleshed out. Like, I don't know them. And I get it that it's an FPS game, it's not a heavy story driven game. I mean, they kinda act annoying throughout the journey, and they act all smug because we're a new pilot. And then when we meet them, we just beat their ass. But like, these characters don't get that level of anger out of me that makes me want to meet them in real life and kill them. I mean, in the game, obviously. In my opinion, it just seems a bit bland. I feel like they could take a page from Borderlands, make them a bit over the top so that they are at least memorable, or get a laugh out of me, or just make it stand out a bit more instead of just, oh, I'm gonna defeat you, and all that cliche stuff. And also the fact that they're not so different from the normal variety of enemies. They're just stronger a bit from normal enemies, and they just have a longer health bar, or they just have like one gimmick. Yeah, the mini bosses don't really stand out to me. So the second thing is the protagonist is a bit boring. I feel like he's like Ethan from Resident Evil 7, like he's so expressionless for the things that is happening around him. Like he's getting thrown by BT around and all these impossible tasks that is ahead of him, and he's just like, you know, he seems too calm for what he's facing, and it's kind of boring as well. And I wasn't aware that it was played by Matt Mercer. He's a legend, by the way. Okay, to be fair, the gameplay is very well done and the mission design is also very well done, but it's just it's almost a perfect game. They just need to make the characters interesting. Yeah, at least make it kind of balanced, because he's getting outshined by his own machine. What a weird thing to say. Honestly, that is it for me. You know, it's a good game if my complaints are nitpicking a bit, and now I understand why people praise this game over and over again, even some claiming that it's one of the best FPS today. And I kinda agree with that sentiment. Should I try multiplayer? Are there even still players even there? I don't know, but that's a single player for you, so, and in my opinion, the missions alone is worth the price of admission. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and as for the next video, I don't know yet.